Welcome, everybody. I am Jason Wright.
And I am your neighborhood sis, Ash T.
Distinguished gentleman, Jamie Wright.
And we are the Our Blank Slate podcast crew. Hey, welcome to today's show. Hey, man, this is our second show, our second official show. I still want to explain what the podcast is all about. All right, and why we chose the name Our Blank Slate. This will be the last day that we actually kind of explain that, but I want to make sure that everyone understands why we chose the name Our Blank Slate. We want to bring together entertainment, education, informative data, and uplifting segments to stimulate and inform our culture on topics that contribute to mental, social, medical, and behavioral well-being. Every morning, we wake up to a fresh start, a blank slate full of potential. Our podcast, Our Blank Slate, celebrates this daily opportunity for growth and positive change. On this show, I hope you are entertained, but also, become inspired. Periodically, we will explore inspiring stories, we'll share practical tips, and discuss how to make the most out of each day's possibilities. We're going to have, people, and if you have, people you want to recognize in your communities, send that to us. We want to recognize them on this show. Okay. I hope at the end of every show, you'll remember that your blank slate is a gift, a canvas for creating the life you envision. So join us every week as we learn to seize each day with enthusiasm, purpose, and joy. Let's make every day count on Our Blank Slate. With that being said, hey, we're gonna jump right on into the show. All right. So we have a pretty I think last week was a pretty charged show. And this week, I think we have another. All right. So we're gonna jump right into topic number one. Remember, we do a social topic and a health and wellness topic. All right. And our topic number one is the social one is, should you or should you not get into couples, meaning your friends, messy infidelity issues? All right. With that being said, I'm gonna pass it over to my two co-hosts, Miss Ash T and Mr. Jamie Wright.
Well, I went first last week. So I would like to pass it off to my brother and get to my brother Jamie and get the perspective of the man first, because it's different, it's different from what is it? Women are from Venus, men are from Mars.
Men are from Venus.
Other way around. Yeah. So I want to hear your perspective first, because I'm gonna turn up either way. So
yeah, so I get right to it, and I'll be honest. My response is a bit bifurcated, right? And I'll explain what bifurcated. I'm split. I'm ambivalent. So I'll tell you why. This don't really apply to me because my friends are my brothers. I don't do friends. I do family, and I know my family. They chose solid women that will hold them down. So this is never a situation I have to worry about being in, because they solid and they loyal and they down like four flat tires. But for the viewing audience, let Ice Cold give you some pipping real quick. Let me actually talk to you and give you some warnings. You need to mind the business that pays you. You need to stay in your own lane. I'm gonna tell you why. And it's four reasons I'm gonna tell you why. Number one, their relationship, not yours. And you need to put your energy and effort into your relationship. Two, you can risk damaging your friendship. Thirdly, it really puts you in a no-win situation. And fourthly, it can be draining. Let me break it down for you real quick. I'm gonna get out the car and take a walk. So you are actually seeing things. Actually, you see somebody and you actually catch what you think to be infidelity. It's just a slice of the full story. It may be layers. It could be history. It could be some unresolved issues. It could be unspoken agreements that you don't know about. They could be on the break and you stepping in based on your opinion off of limited information that can lead you to misjudging the situation. So again, that's their relationship, not yours. Two, people have a funny way of defending the people that they love, no matter how hard they hurt them, no matter what they put them through. And when the emotions calm down, you can find yourself on an island. They'll cut you off. They'll cry on your shoulder for a week. Then you the villain the next week, and they cut you off, and they don't want to talk to you, and they didn't reconcile with their loved one, and you done lost a friend trying to be one. Lastly, Well, not even lastly, tertiary. If you side with your friend, so my fellas out there, you know, I'm always have my guys back because black men don't cheat. But if I side with you, I think I'm like, nah, I don't trust
Like
Jamie. You
him.
know, he didn't want us to be together. This, that, and the other. And the moment that y'all reconcile, I'm the odd man out. She not comfortable with our relationship with no more. She not comfortable with us kicking it, what have you, because she think I'm not rocking with her. So now you put me in a compromising situation. And lastly, I don't do mess. Those messy situations, they demand a lot of time, energy, and emotional bandwidth. And you're gonna start carrying stress that isn't yours. It could weigh you down and impact your own relationship. So listen, mine's a business that pays you. And that's my recommendation. Surround yourself around solid people who hold their loved one down. Period, point blank. That's my perspective.
Okay, Ash.
You ready for mine?
Absolutely.
So hold on. So what you saying is mind your own business.
My own business. What I'm saying, this don't apply to me because I think the people that I rock with, man, they make good judgments. They have good discernment and good discernment when it comes to picking a significant other. And I respect the women that they rock with, man, and they hold them down. They honorable. I mean, classy, elegant, loyal to the T. So I never had to find myself in this particular situation. But in the event, an acquaintance or an associate, man, if I see some stuff, I don't mind the business that pays me. What's done in the dark will eventually come to light. Don't necessarily need to be me, right? You know, being the rain on your parade and bringing it to you, because oftentimes it backfires. And I'm not with that. I'm gonna protect my peace.
Okay. All right. All right. Hey, so that's what Ice Cold, that's what Jamie Wright has to say. So Miss Ash T, what you think?
I challenge that though, because if Jamie, you saw Jason's lady out at the bar with some guy and you ain't had no conversation with Jason, what's your reaction?
I know Jason made a solid choice, and if she out there with another dude, it's business, it's networking, it's doing something right that's gonna benefit that household. It ain't nothing shady. I know I respect the decision he made and the woman he aligned his life with. So if I see something, it's me taking it out of context. You know what I mean? And it could be just that. She had a business meeting, she had a partnership. Somebody actually wanted to get down with the podcast. Me jumping to conclusions. You jump to conclusions, I could blow up a deal. I could create a wedge between me and my brother over something I didn't understand or something I misread. So I trust my brother and I trust his decision making.
So you don't feel like a phone call needs to be made, like, hey bro, you know your lady out here. You don't feel like nothing needs to be said. You just going no pictures, no nothing. No nothing.
If he got to babysit his wife, to be his wife, and I trust his decision making, right? And if she's out there navigating the world, it's binary. It's full of men and women. So if she gonna talk to another man at some point, it's up to me on how I respond to it. It could be something extremely casual. It could be something cordial, something platonic. And if I make more out of it than what it truly is, now I've created a problem between me and my brother that could potentially create a problem in their marriage, and nobody wins in that situation. If anything is going on in life, it will come to light, whether sooner or later. I trust my brother and I trust the decision that he made, and I believe he married a solid one. That shouldn't be anything I have to worry about. If anything,
I'm reserving my time. I got questions, but I'm reserving my time. Go ahead, Ash. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Woo, buddy.
He got a real one. He got a real one, Ash. He got a real one.
Look, I'm a real one too, but I expect. Okay, I'm just gonna say where I want to start with this. Men and women are completely different. So this question has some kind of depth to it. Men see things completely different than women. We just said we're from two different planets, not two different levels, two different spectrums. We're from two different planets, right? So in my mind, if I'm in the club, I got my drink, and I see my girl's man with another woman, and they face to face, you know, in a club or in an intimate setting or in a restaurant.
But that's the question, Ice Cold. That's the question.
She said if I see her with another man, and it could be something totally platonic. In my business and what I do consulting wise, I connect with women, I connect with men, I connect with everybody, and it could be a business problem. I'm probably trying to get to a bag. I'm actually trying to promote my services. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about me out here cheating. I'm talking about what I bring to the table. I don't want to misread the situation. And I'm literate. I got 2 degrees, but I don't want to misread the situation. And if it's something, honestly, if it's something awry, it'll give me a different vibe. And it's worth, you know what I mean? Hey, let me chucking my brother coach. Hey, fam, did you know such and such was out there? Yeah, I would do it if the situation
He went
required.
through the call. So
Trust
he
the
went through
judgment.
the phone call.
I just said that, right? I just said that. Would you call? So my perspective is, what's messy infidelity, right? That's subjective, right? Women are completely different. We're messy, period. We messy with our friends. Good messy, not bad messy. I'm good messy with my friends. Me and my friends talk about everything, right?
Okay.
So for me to see her dude in an intimate setting at an event, let's call it event. I do real estate. Let's call it a real estate event. And he's chopping it up with, top 10 in the area. And I'm not going to pick up my phone and be like, hey, girl, bitch, what you doing? I see da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
And he out here in these streets. What you doing? Right? If I'm not going to do that, okay. So see, that's where it starts, right? But then if we go to the club and it's leveling up and they're a little bit closer, look, we different. I'm taking video. I'm taking pictures. I'm calling. I'm FaceTiming, because I don't care if we friends on a like, to me, you have to define the level of friendship, right? You have levels of friendship, right? I feel like even my lowest tier, if I'm out in the streets and I see her husband with, X, Y, and Z, I'm still gonna hit her. It's not being messy. To me, it's all about communication. It's just, we're different as a species. We're different. So we can talk. If I talk to you on a regular basis now, if I don't talk to you, let's just say a neighbor down the street, I see some guy walking into her house that's not her husband, I ain't gonna call and be like, hey, I don't know what the guy got going on, but I think we just different. And I wrote out a list. And I said, and I'm just a little bit crazy too, so it's okay. But I said, if I saw it with my own eyes, am I gonna call? Yes. If somebody else called me and said, hey, boo, I saw your girl's man out with so-and-so, am I gonna call? Yes. If she's abusive and she wants to get out, and am I gonna get involved? If she's getting abused and she wants to get out, am I gonna get involved? Absolutely. If she's getting abused and she doesn't want to get out, am I going to get involved? Yes. So to me, there's no point in my relationships with my friends where I am not going to get involved in a messy relationship stuff, because that's just what we do.
Hey, so I feel that, what I'm saying, I listen to both of you, and I mean, honestly, I'm kind of in the middle. Like last week, Jamie was in the middle of me and you. You know what I'm saying? Like this week, I'm kind of in the middle of both of you guys. All right, because let's break it down. All right, so me growing up, hey, if your chick is doing what she do, I'm gonna let you know. You know what I'm saying? And my thing is I'm gonna test her as well, so that you absolutely know that she ain't about what you think she is. All right. So, and then I'm gonna tell you about it. All right. But this is hey, that was my younger days. I put it's in my younger days. But okay. So hold on. There's two aspects of this. Like Jamie said, hey, if it's my brothers, you know what I'm saying, and one thing that I like he said too, I try to kick it with people that are my brothers or people that I call my brothers. You know what I'm saying? Like Ash T, you Cornell, that's my brother. You know what I'm saying? So I kick it with people that I call my brother. Now, people that are associates that I'm cool with and all of that. So people I call my brothers, I'm sorry, man. I'm picking up the phone. Well, let's say my immediate brothers, I'm picking up the phone and I'm calling. If I see it, I'm like, bruh, I just see Shorty over here, you know what I'm saying? She kind of hugged up with him, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what the issue is, but you might want to check this, and I'm not messy enough to take the video.
I am.
But you know what I'm saying? I will, you know what I'm saying, pick up the phone and be like, bruh, I have done this in the past. And again, our relationship is not as tight as we used to be because guys run their mouth too much. And they tell who told him. If you tell females, y'all don't even tell who y'all don't tell y'all guy who told. So he guessing what female said this or what female saw him out with what. You know
That
what
ain't true. Let me tell. Let me just interject.
I'm gonna let you jump in a minute. Just give me 30 more seconds. My whole thing is this. I would tell my brother stuff, but there's certain friends I would not tell because they're gonna tell their lady who told them, and then I can't kick it with my man no more. Our relationship isn't the same, you know, and that's a shame because I did what I could to protect you, and now I'm being punished for it, or penalized for it. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, bro, I respect that. I mean, I respect that. The only reason I'm gonna caveat is because I think there's two different types of approaches you can take it, man. And to me, I'm gonna use you and I for an example. I like the way you check the temperature and you report out on the temperature. You report what you saw if it's somebody you close to. Me, I'm more of a thermostat. I'm gonna change the temperature. I'm gonna make the situation uncomfortable for everybody. If I saw something that I thought was awry, something out of pocket, and I seen like a loved one, a brother whose decision I trust, I'm gonna introduce myself in the situation. I'm gonna make it uncomfortable for everybody, right? And almost to the point where she gonna have to explain, or he would have to explain himself out of this. You're gonna have to go back to my brother and explain why you saw me and what you saw, and that's gonna make you look suspicious. And then my brother will call me. It's much easier when your brother or your fam or your boys are lending ear when they detect something to be awry, as opposed you coming and tell them. Because a lie sounds so sweet when you share the sheets. And ladies know they got that medicine, and they put that medicine on that boy, and they forgive all, right? All the symptoms, the root cause, anything that came about.
I like what he said there.
It's all forgiven. So me, I'm a thermostat. I'm gonna change the temperature, and I'm gonna check her temperature. I'm gonna check his temperature. I'm gonna come over there and introduce myself in the situation. I would never see any of my brother's wives out there with another man, but in the event that I did, oh, I'm pulling up. I'm coming over. Hey, how you doing? Sis, it's good to see you. I remember, hey, we're real at. We're rocking. You know what I mean? That's what's your name, my guy? Oh, word. Listen, the anniversary coming up, man. I was thinking about what to get him, man. I'm gonna make it very freaking uncomfortable. And if I have to, if it seems something real suspicious, I'm just calling big bro. I'm like, big bro, man, pull up, bro. I'm having a hard day, man. Like it's getting real. I just need somebody to talk to. I'm over here, pull up. And I'm gonna tell big bro to pull up, and I'm gonna let him see it for himself. But you're gonna have to stay secluded because once you blow your cover, if you got somebody clever, they out of there. So me, I'm more of a thermostat. I'm gonna mind a business that pays me. And if I ever see anybody who I know made great decisions and picked a solid one, picked the real one, and it's truly something that's off, I'm gonna check everybody's temperature. I'm gonna
So
change the
that's
temperature.
exactly the question back to what I said. That's not what you said in the beginning. You was like, nah, I'm gonna chill. I trust the judgment. I get it.
I trust them. I do trust them, but I'm saying I'm not gonna report the temperature. I'm gonna change the temperature. I'm gonna make it to where you gotta explain yourself without me doing anything. You're gonna be upset that I observed what I observed and what I saw, where I don't have to say a word. You're gonna feel guilty and convicted, and you're gonna go to my closest and my closest, and you're gonna make yourself look guilty. And if they hit me up, hey man, little girl said she saw you out, but man, something ain't adding up. She, over explaining when she first said this, that, the other. I ain't thinking nothing of it, but she started just over explaining, man, where was you at? Why, say what you see? Then I make it make sense. Now you seeking to understand as opposed to me trying to give you some bad news that I don't know if you're ready to receive. I'm trying to paint a picture of reality when you would rather believe fiction. I can't dictate your mind state. I can't dictate how you're gonna take some negative information. That's why I'm a mind the business that pays me. Now, if I align myself around people that don't make good decisions, and you like rocking with somebody that's for the streets, I may pull your coattail, just say, let me take what I observe. But I trust the people I'm around. They make solid decisions and they choose the right people that's down for them and got their back. So it's not a situation I'd have to entertain. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Sticking to it. I'm
So
gonna be
I'm just going. I'm gonna just try to bring this the full picture for the women for our side. My favorite song, one of my favorite songs, we came out to it on my wedding. Look, if you buck, no, look, I'm always going to turn up. I'm always going to turn up. me and my husband, he turned up too. What's up? But it is what it is on site, right? Because I'm just that real of a person. Like, all right, I'm not even going to try to figure it out. I'm not playing no reverse psychology. I'm not going, what's up? How you doing? I'm Ashley. Do you know? Oh, what y'all doing? I'm asking questions, I'm getting answers, and I'm reporting back. And at the end of the day, when it has happened to me several times, that's just somebody happened to me. My cousin called me like, hey, did you see your man Instagram? Your man's friends Instagram. They out in Miami doing his thing. Da, 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 da. Where your man at? Where your man at? Right. So I'm like, I think he is at home. This is when we was dating. I was in Philly and he was in North Carolina. I'm like, I think he was at home. He told me he was at home. So I call him, where you at? He like, I'm in Virginia at military duty. What you talk about? I'm like, oh, cuz so-and-so is at the beach and they turned up and I see it. And my cousin called me and I wanted to check in and make sure you was where you at. Cause I'm about that life. What's up? Where you at? Right? he don't pay me no. All right, bye. Get off my phone. Ain't nobody got time for this. I'm at work. And if you know him, he's very even keel. So a couple weeks later, I don't have no problem with inviting my cousin. What? Come through, bitch. What we doing? We all hanging out. He hanging out, all of us. Like, it's not that serious. Every confrontation does not have to lead to conflict. It's been situations where, I couldn't stand one of my best friends' men. I'm still going around. He know I don't like him, and I'm gonna look him up and down. You dirty dog, you. I'm gonna say that, and he gonna keep moving, and they gonna keep doing it. We're still gonna have our relationship. I think it's just a difference between how y'all get down and how we get down, because we can be around. I could be around somebody that I don't like. I can.
Ash, you can't say this. Y'all don't be like, I don't like him. He lying. Blah blah blah. He better not come over here no more. And blah 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 blah. And then we ostracize. We're trying to help our man because he believe in you. And my thing is, if I'm ever doing it, this is like, bro, hey, you know what I'm saying? Hey, if you believe her, it's all good.
If my husband's homie saw me out in the club, right? And I'm vibing and I'm talking, because guys flirt. I'm cute. I like to think I'm cute. Guys try to talk to me, right? And if his homie from across the bar call him like, hey, Nell, your girl out here, somebody in her face, right? I'm cool with that. I'm not gonna be mad at the homie because I know he respects my husband. I know he needs to report back if another guy is in my face. At the end of the day,
Ash, it happened to me. So I actually have a homegirl, man, who's my family. Oddly enough, it's a conversation we have to pack another day, but we actually used to live together. Strictly platonic, man. She's my sister. She's a beautiful young lady. I believe I'm an attractive, handsome young man. And people would see us out kicking and hanging out. And we just because we family, we like brother and sister. And people will want to report out and reach out to my lady. Did you know that Jamie was this or that, such and such, misreading the situation and trying to create something out of nothing? Because again, if you mind the business that paid you, I'm out here in public chilling comfortably because this is my family. Like, this is my homegirl. It ain't nothing going on. It's nothing but platonic. Jason know her. Jason's seen her. Jason hung out. Her name Ashley too. She honestly should be on the podcast. Mad social, super beautiful, got a great family, a beautiful marriage, etc.
Shout out to Ash.
Yeah, shout out. Hey, Ray, love you, girl. Sis, love you, fam. What up, Jay?
Ash Ray, for real.
People misread the situation.
We will probably have her on the show one day.
Yeah, we're gonna have her on the show, and she can talk about this.
Inspiring stories we're talking about. We will probably have her on the show one day.
Voted in the Indiana Tennis Hall of Fame, the whole nine, man. Just an absolutely extraordinary human being and individual. But this is my sis. We just out kicking it, having a good time, laughing, joking like we normally do. Wife getting blown up about where Jamie at and what Jamie doing and who he with. And if people would mind the business that pays you, me and Sean good. We out here having a good time. Shit, that's her sister too now. That's her family too now. You know what I'm saying? And if anything, again, if you mind the business that pays you, if there was something going on awry, everything done in the dark will eventually come to light. Be careful. You trying to be a friend, you may lose one because you putting your nose in business that don't concern you. That's my take. We're gonna move on.
But not every confrontation deserves a conflict, because whoever calling your wife and saying that, she's like, oh, I already know. So it takes confidence. It takes, you know what I mean? You got to know your person. It
I
takes
do
communication.
confidence. I do confidence, and everybody know that. Like when you look at me and Shauna, you don't even need to know us to know. Like I'm in mad love with her. Like I honestly, like I would give her the skin off my body. Right? She could have my very last heartbeat. There's never a question on where me and her stand ever in life. There's no trial or adversity that we can go through what I would ever change up on her. Anybody that thinks otherwise, now I'm questioning your mental, and I'm questioning you and what you
Hey,
think on the outside looking in. Is it an issue? You know what I mean? Is it problematic that we happy, we thriving, we got a beautiful family, great careers, and we good? You know what I'm saying? She's super smart, super intelligent. I'm looking better every day. If that's your problem to deal with, that ain't got nothing to do with me. And so that's what I'm saying. If you mind the business that pays you, the world will be a better place.
hey,
What's done in the dark come to light. That's our time, ladies and gentlemen. We got to move to the next topic.
so our next segment is the In My Feelings segment. So we're gonna pass it over to Mr. Jamie Wright. All right. And again, please comment in the comment section.
Like, subscribe, share.
Like, subscribe, and share. Jamie, go ahead and take it away, baby.
Sure will. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, for those who may be fans of the show or those who may just be tuning in, it is a pleasure for you to meet me. Let me tell you what I'm feeling and my feelings about right now, and it's actually timely based on the previous conversation. Let me talk about these dating streets in 2025. I'm gonna just be upfront. I am a married man, happily married for 12 years. I've happily retired from the game. My jersey's in the Raptors. I'm in the Hall of Fame, and you can't get me to go back to the league. Like I'm done. When I was out there, I was pimping since been pimping. I had good posture in the roster and didn't need a doctor at all. I'm telling you, it was a good time out there. But what I will say, my wife will see this podcast. So them years when I was out there, them was the worst years for the boyfriends and husbands that found about me. But that's not what I'm here. I'm here to focus on what I'm in my feelings about, right? I want people to find the happiness that I found in my wife and in my marriage. But looking at dating today, man, y'all can have it. First off, ladies, let's do a little bit of math, okay? Can y'all come to the front of the classroom? First off, the math ain't mathing for y'all. Don't look good. Women, you outpopulate men 3 to 1.
Seven.
But well, in certain areas, but the general geographical population based on the US Census, y'all outpopulate is 3 to 1. So then if you take the gentlemen that are incarcerated, holding down behind the pen, that doesn't play well for you. Then when you think about those who, are in another dimension, resting in peace, that doesn't play well for you. Then when you talk about men, that's the competition out there also trying to find a few good men, that doesn't work for you. So after all that, ladies, that's not a dating pool, it's a dating puddle. You know what I'm saying? It's not a whole lot out there, right? And the standards out there, y'all, ladies, y'all are out of control. I want y'all to come to the front of the class and I want y'all to listen to Big Brother Jamie because I'm never gonna steer you wrong. Y'all are losing out on some good men for some dumb reasons. And let me just talk to you. Let me just talk to you for a minute. There's a show called Pop the Balloon Challenge that's been out, man. I'm not gonna lie, it's my guilty pleasure. I've been a fan of it. And you check it out too? You check it out too? Yeah, if you're a fan of the Red Balloon Plot, man, the Red Balloon Show, whatever they call it, man, drop. I feel like I'm on Breakfast Club. Let me get one of Clues bombs to the Red Balloon. The Red Balloon. Bruh, I'm so confused over these dumb decisions that y'all make to pass on a really good quality dude. You 5'1" and you need somebody 6'8", somebody 6'3" and above. You for what? What? What's the difference? What you need for? What you need? You don't need a man 6'3". You need a booster seat. You know what I mean? If you can barely see over the steering wheel, what you gonna do with a man that's 6'8"? That I don't understand. Another one, fellas, he lived with his mama. I ain't gonna lie, man. Inflation, and the cost of living right now, rent $2,000 a month. If he's saving money, that's not a red flag. That's financial literacy. I'm gonna need y'all to get with the program. You know what I mean?
He got a job though.
He got a job and he's saving money. And you jump into it when you got 3 roommates. And y'all both struggling to make the rent every single month. So listen, we talk about the dating requirements. I don't understand, man. So if you watch this show, it's an amazing show. I'm a super fan of the show, and it's just funny. I'm so happy I'm not out here in these streets. I've seen a situation where a young lady, she passed up on a dude because he didn't have a passport, sis. He didn't have a passport. This dude has never left the state of Georgia, and honey, he ain't gonna leave you. You ain't got nothing to worry about. You ain't gotta catch him on spring break. He gonna be there. Another story. She dropped a dude because he worked the night shift. Like he got a job, he got good benefits. Would you rather cry in a BMW or would you rather laugh in a kid? I'm talking about you got a hard working man. I don't understand this. And then here's what it gets me, big bro. Here's what it gets me. And it's the brothers out here. Brothers, let me come to y'all section for a minute, because y'all ain't no better. Y'all got all these I ain't dating nobody with kids. I can't date a shorty with kids. Fam, we in our 40s. Everybody got kids. At this point, you're not dating women, you're dating families. So somebody baby gonna be in the picture. So if you out there ducking responsibilities like it's 1995, you need to stop. I'm so cool out in these streets, man. I'm in my Phillies. I could not be out here dating in 2025. It's like winning the lottery with expired numbers. That's why every night, man, I'm happy. I lay next to my queen. I look at my kids. I'm like, God, you saved me from these red balloon challenges. You saved me from these streets. You saved me from being out here running the mud. And I appreciate that. I'm in my feelings, ladies. I need y'all to get it together. I need us to focus on morals and values, and not these superficial reasons to not giving the dude a chance. And you missing out on your come up. You missing out on your life partner. You missing out on your helpmate because you got these subjective criteria and the man that you're looking for. Listen, I'm ice cold. I'm in my feelings. Y'all got to catch me next week. I need y'all to do better, ladies. I need y'all to do better.
So what you think about that, sis? What you think about that?
I'm calling bullshit.
No,
I'm only saying that because it's both sides. Y'all, and you touched on it. You touched on it very minuscule, like eeny, meeny, meeny, little bit. You touched on the woman's side that much, but it's both sides. I mean, I think that everybody has their what's the word I'm looking for? Help me out. What's the word I'm looking for?
Preferences.
I got mommy brain. I apologize. Everybody has their preferences. But I also feel like when you know, you know. So I think that on the show, and we were just watching it last night, they under a lot of pressure. If you ain't see the one last night, old buddy asked for the balloon back like 5 times. Every girl that came out, he said, I missed my opportunity. Oh, I missed my opportunity. He came back. But what I'm saying is that you under a lot of pressure. You got to make a real fast, rash decision. That show is kind of, you got lights, you got cameras, you got action. So to me, sometimes you may pop prematurely. I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt because production is intimidating.
You gotta say, you'll see a dude on the show and it's a bunch of women. That's prime. The episodes, it's a big disparity with men coming on the show trying to find a woman, and the women criteria be so subjective. I mean, it's the socks for me. It's the socks. Like the socks. Are you for real?
We like
partner. It's the socks that he wore.
It's the socks.
No,
they making life decisions because they like, you know what? He showed up today in these socks. That means he ain't the man for me. You know, so I'm just like, listen.
She said, he loved his mama too much. I can't. So that's negative criteria.
Maybe she has trauma with mama boys.
Exactly. Hey, so listen.
Maybe she got sock trauma.
Hey,
she got strangled by a sock.
Hey, well, if she got sock trauma, you don't need her anyway. I'm telling you.
Big bro, that's what gets me though, right? When you absolutely get a chance now to start asking questions and seeing how well they convey what their preferences are, what their beliefs are, their character, and where you get a chance to see what you have in common. Like that's what hooks me on the show. That's what the dramatic and the suspense. And I love the questions that are being asked. Some of them are pretty superficial and baseless. Other ones are pretty thought-provoking and strategic. And I love to see how people respond impromptu and on the moment. And then lastly, ladies, judging me isn't necessary if you're focusing on the accessory. Focus on the quality of the man that you're interfacing as opposed to what he has on. That's changeable. That can shift and that can evolve.
Exactly. You can help him with that. You can help him with accent.
I'm going to explode.
Go ahead.
Arlette says in the beginning, if you don't like what a person has on, the way they look, pop your balloon. If it's not for you, pop your balloon. She gives a disclaimer in the very beginning to say, if there's something that you don't like, pop the balloon, right? Everybody pops a balloon based off of what she says the disclaimer is in the very beginning of the show. It's awesome. So we have that. But then we also have the man, you two that are sitting here to try to teach us how to not look at and judge men by their looks when that's what you guys innately do first anyway. Whoa.
We didn't say look. We didn't say look. We didn't say look.
Go ahead, Sid. We didn't say that. Go ahead.
Like also, you guys are so visually focused. You guys are hyper vigilant when it comes to women. And maybe not you because you've been married. You can't be hyper vigilant. And listen, we know that men like what looks good. Ladies, please.
We ain't talking about that though.
We know. So that's how we're going off of it too. We're visual people too. So if a man walks in and I'm 5, I like to say I'm 5'5", but I'm really 5'4" and anyway, if a man walks in and he's 5'3", I'm popping. It's not what I like. I need a little bit taller. If a man walks in,
we get that.
If he got what he had Chicago Detroit fade in the back, the mullet in the back, and I'm popping. Go get your hair done. The other guy had.
We get that, sis. That's not what we talking about.
What is the difference? What is the difference?
Can I may I?
Go ahead.
What I was saying.
Your feelings, I'm in my feelings.
I can tell. Yeah, but you're in a psychologically safe space, and I want to hear everything that you have to say. I appreciate your perspective. Let me use an example of the divine. God made us all free moral agents to where we get a chance to make our decisions. We're not programmed to, you have to accept him. He's a gentleman. He's not going to force this upon you. You have that same opportunity to be a free moral agent when you on a show. If you get turned off immediately by the superficial aspects of the clothing before you get a chance to know the content of their character, their perspective, and their mindset, that says more about you than it says about them. You don't even give them the benefit of the doubt to say, hey, this person may have a lot in common with me, and I'm not even giving them that opportunity. They're not saying you have to immediately pop as soon as somebody walk out. You could do that person the justice to at least hear what they have to say, and everybody has to do an intro. So we get that there are rules. And sis, we are not monolithic. Yes, men have certain attributes and characteristics and preferences that are similar, but we are not all the same. We all think, respond, and act differently, right, to different women. Yes, I like what I'm attracted to, but oftentimes I've learned I got to start thinking with my big head, and I'm going to be responsible in this interaction. I'm like, sure, let me not overlook something that could be quality just because I don't like the way it's dressed. That can change, right? I could fix that. You can buy you a hoopty and put some paint on it. You can get a little work done on it and put some, and it looks like a brand new car. So that's all I'm saying is when you paint us with a broad brush and you talk about how we think and how we operate, you gotta be careful with your words because you speak pretty general. Me, I am what you call a sapiosexual. I look for a woman that can stimulate me intellectually, spiritually, mentally, physically, sexually, all of the above. You know what I mean? And I need all those to be hit. And that's why I probably got married later when I did, because nobody could check, or I didn't feel as though I connected with somebody that checked all those aspects to keep my full and undivided attention. And no disrespect to the women that I was involved with, because I'm sure, they learn a lot from our experience. I'm teasing, ladies. I'm teasing. It's just I went over. So sis, that's all I'm saying. Let's just take the time to get to know people. And then let's decide if it's a lack of physical attraction. Okay, I get that. You like what you like, but let's not. What did they teach us in elementary school? Never judge a book by its cover. Jamie, right?
Tap in.
Comments, put them in there. But we gotta move on. I know sis got some more comments to say, but we gotta move on. All right?
I'm not because I'm outnumbered. Get in the comments, ladies, because this is bull. Crap. Okay, get in the comments. Get in the comments. Watch the show. Get in the comments. Tell me what y'all think. The most controversial people have been men on the show. Get in the comments, ladies. Get in the comments. Let's go.
It was because they were the ones.
Don't say nothing. Don't say nothing else. Moving on.
Hey, this next section, you know what I'm saying, and I apologize, up front because I'm the one that picked this, but we gotta get serious for a minute. We were a little, actually, we take all of our topics serious, and we was a little serious, a lot serious, in the first segment, but we really got to get serious now. All right, so we're gonna take some of the jokes out, and I'm sure we will have some little banter. But man, this is a health and wellness topic that is affecting our culture. So our topic number 2: why is our culture afraid, or why are we hesitant to go to the doctor? Why are we reluctant to seek therapy? Black men and women, especially Black men, when it comes to mental health issues, we don't go to see what's wrong. We feel like that, we're less of a man if we have to go speak to a therapist about our issues. Why is that? Why is our culture afraid to state mental illnesses? And why do we wait until it's almost too late? That is the topic that from our health and wellness topic this afternoon or this evening is what we were discussing. Why is our culture afraid to state mental illnesses? Why is our culture afraid, or why are we hesitant to go to the doctor? And why do we wait until it's almost too late? So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna pass this over to my two colleagues, Ash T and Jamie, because this is something that truly affects our community, and I want to make sure that we have an opportunity to speak about it.
Yeah, so no, I appreciate that. What I will say is the more things change, the more things stay the same. Yes, we've seen progress in that arena, especially in the form of Obamacare, where everybody had access to health care through the Affordable Care Act. However, there's been a lot of changes where the goalpost has moved, and a lot of people have lost access to health care. And I think part of the reason why some don't go into the doctor is there is a disparity in access, right, to affordable health care. And there are issues with people being able to see a medical doctor or a primary care doctor long term. Secondarily, you do have an erosion of trust with our community, particularly by some of the experiments that took place within the healthcare system, more specifically the Tuskegee experiment. We physically infected a cohort of Black men and watched them slowly die in real time. That kind of travesty, it definitely creates an erosion of trust and is passed down, but that also passed down some trauma. So that creates a little bit of animosity and erosion of trust. And then when you see individuals that do go to the doctor and when they find out things that they probably wish they wouldn't, and they say sometimes what you don't know won't hurt you, and then you may see their health decline quickly, and then they're out of here. And people are like, well, it's just better for me not to know, right? Then you have the invisibility. Nobody want to give Father Time his credit. At some point in time, Father Time will rob you of all of your youth. It will rob you of your health. There will be some decline, right, to some degree. And men, we're big in that regard. We have to stay up to date. And you have a medical model that has opportunities for improvement. When you talk about efficacy of medications, right? Having more diversity in clinical trials to where we can see, hey, does this pill work well for individuals like me that have my unique genetic background? And is it the right type of medication for me? And I'd say that bleeds into the representation within healthcare, where you have culturally competent healthcare providers who understand predispositions for individuals who are African American or Afro Latino in those disease states that are prevalent, right, in those communities. And I think that's a combination. I honestly was trying to avoid this topic because I know mental health. That's another thing that I think in our community there's been advancement, but we still hold on to this
Ideology. Yeah.
ideology and this belief of what it means to be a man is to be withheld and to be guarded and to go through life's hardships and hold it in and not get help or have an outlet. You
Mhm.
experience trauma, loss of life, or etc., and you hold it in without having a healthy way of managing that stress or having an outlet. And oftentimes it causes individuals implode, right? When you just continue to pack in and hold in so much information, and it's difficult. I think lately we've had athletes and actors and more prominent individuals that have influence and power that have come out and talked more about the power of therapy and the impact of therapy. and that Jesus and therapy is a winning combination, right? You can still have Jesus, and we've got to let go of some of those beliefs we grew up where you can only take it to the church.
And so,
You're soft if you have a problem. You're sensitive. You're mental. You're deranged. You're crazy. Like we have to let go of the stigmas that are associated with. Because man, life is life, and for everybody out here, we're all juggling a lot, and you never know what someone may be hiding behind their smile. I'm gonna say one last thing, sis, because it's an important topic, and I'm gonna tell it because I'm one of them. You know what I mean? Like, I experienced a catastrophic loss of my brother when I was 14, and something I still deal with to this day. And I got a huge family of brothers. Didn't feel like I could talk to them because we were all grieving. I didn't want to impede their progress by what I was facing. My parents were also my pastors, so I didn't want them to have to continue to relive the loss of their child, having to bury one of their kids, and then spiritually, I didn't really feel like I had anybody I could talk to there. I would go up for prayer, but like, man, I was struggling and I was suffering individually, isolated. All this family, but I still felt like I was on an island. And when you look on the outlook of my life, you probably would never think somebody in my circumstances and my situation would ever consider like self-harm or consider suicide. You know what I mean? But I've been very vocal about it. I have, right? And I've actually made an attempt on my life. And that's why the people that I call my best friends are going to be my best friends forever because they saved me from myself. Mental health is real. You have to deal with it every day. You don't get cured from it. You have to be very intentional about your mental health and preserve your peace. And all the men out there, I know y'all dealing with a lot. We carry a lot. We shoulder a lot. Um, Therapy, man, is an amazing outlet. Talking to another man, I'm gonna end with this. One of my cousins, he told me, and it was funny when he said it, but after I thought about it, it was deep. He said he was trying to just tell me. He said nobody ever asked a lion how was his day. Lion is supposed to be the king of the jungle, top of the food chain, apex predator. Nobody hunts him. But nobody ever imagined like what he's dealing with, having to defend his pride, having to go against multiple predators or other lions that coming over to take, what I mean, take over his pride, that could potentially kill his successors and his lineage. It was an interesting but simple comment that really made me think like, man, how often do we as men do we actually say, hey bro, how you doing, man? Are you all right, bro?
I will say, when it comes to men and mental health, um, I'm gonna step back because obviously y'all can speak to it more. I will also say that in a situation where you were in, as far as your significant other not knowing how to show up for you, a lot of the times we're not taught that. And a lot of the times from a female perspective, I understand how hard it is for a man to be vulnerable, but it also is hard for a woman to know how to process it and respond correctly. And I'm sure whoever your significant other was at the time was probably treading on water. But sometimes we're taught to big up, like, all right, that's good. That's what I mean? Like, we're not taught to just let a man have a moment. And so for me being married now, I have had to learn how to just show up for my husband. And I remember one time he came, I always check in. What's your mental? What's up? How you feeling? How's your mental? Where you at? What's going on? How's work? Blah, blah, all of the questions, all the significant questions. Um, and he came home one day. He had spilled his guts, told me about work, being in the position that he's in. Black man, one of very few and far in between, both in the military and in the civilian career that he's in, being an engineer. Make a long story short, a couple weeks later, we had a conversation. He said, "I didn't feel like you were listening to me." And in my mind, I could literally recite the entire story from start to finish that he told me his whole entire day. But because my body language, because my reaction, because I had still had my phone in my hand, because I wasn't facing him and giving him eye contact, he didn't receive it as me hearing him. And I regretted that because I like when he's vulnerable with me and he has those moments. So I say all that to say that as a woman, we have to also learn how to be there for our mate, or be there for a man, or be there and be open, because our initial reaction is, now we got you, we gonna big you up, you good, no, you good, we good, because you are our strength, you are the leaders. Like, he is my leader, he is the man of the house, and for him to be feeling, I allow him to have his space, but also I need to be there to grab underneath his back and be like, babe, we got it together, we gonna fight together, what I need to do. So sometimes it doesn't come off right,
Right.
but the intention is there. But I will also say that I I I think that generations passed down, we always say we want to break generational curses. We were taught to go to the church. We were taught to hold it in. We were, I mean, men and women, we were taught to give it to God and let it go. We weren't taught that if we're tired, we don't feel like we can operate, our mind is foggy. We weren't taught that this is a mental ailment. We were taught that fight through. We are fighters, fight through, right? So at the end of the day, I also think it's some awareness that needs to be had, and some acknowledgement of self to understand where you are mentally, physically, emotionally, and to be able to say, this is something psychological. Culturally, we are discouraged to be vulnerable, but we have to find a place in where we can be. So it takes for you to want to do the work in order to be able to find the help that we need, which I think is the reason why we don't seek help as much as we probably should, because we just don't know.
As both of you saying, I think all three of us saying, that partner has a lot to do with that as well. So if it's the woman, or if even if it's the man,
Or friend, or friend.
what I'm saying? And I'm just gonna say, what I'm saying, from a male perspective, if that woman is encouraging, if that woman is supportive, if that woman is listen to your issues, sometimes that's all a man needs. Sometimes that's literally all you need, is that spouse, that partner, that, baby, I got you. You got this. Sometimes that's all us black men, and I don't even want to just say black men. I think that's all us men need sometimes, is just saying, baby, you got this. We got this. Now, and of course, on this show, we talk about relationships, because I'm saying, when relationships with single people, they need, an outlet or someone to talk to. Find someone to talk to. If you don't go get the help of an expert, a therapist, find that one person to talk to. In committed relationships and in marriages, that spouse is supposed to be that person. And us as mates, as partners, as spouses, hey, we have to be there for that person.
I will preface that to say, be there for that person the way they need for you to be there, not the way we think we need to show up. Because
Exactly.
I thought I was listening and being there, but I wasn't listening and being receptive the way he needed me to. So when he came back to me and said that, I said, it's not about me. I have to change the dynamic of it. I have to do better. And I apologized. And I said, I apologize. I take accountability. I'm sorry. I can recite to you the story from front to back, or back to front. But because I didn't give him the energy, the way he needed to receive that, it was seen as I wasn't showing up.
All I'm asking right now, man, is those that are listening, what I'm saying, put your comments in the comment section, man. But if you're going through something,
Find a person.
What I'm saying, either men or women. If you're going through something, who do you use? Is it your spouse? Is it your significant other? Is it a therapist? Because the whole thing about it is, if you need help, get the help you need.
The strongest thing you can do.
Whether it's the person that you're with, or it's a professional, get the help that you need to get out of the situation that you are in. All right. Anybody got anything before we go?
I feel like if you're there for somebody, you gotta have all the answers. Sometimes being there and being present is enough. They're not asking you the solution for them. Sometimes they just want to be heard. So it's one thing to listen, but it's another thing to hear. Make sure you hear, and you don't have the solution for them. Secondarily, take this same approach with your kids, man. These kids, they trying to emote. They trying to talk to you. You know, telling a child to stay in a child place. If they got something on their mind, man, take the time to listen. And some of that generational trauma, some of that over excessive discipline. Like I'm trying to be a better father, so when I see my kid have an emotional response, I take the time to tap in, understand what's going on between his ears, and let him talk to me, so I can be there in the moment, as opposed to sushing the situation. Because I want him to tell me the little things. When the big thing happened, he tell me the big things, so I can be there for him. I can show up for him the way he needs. I was nothing soft about getting therapy, man. Ain't nothing soft about hollering at your homeboy or talking to your guy if you need to get some stuff off your chest and you just need to get it out. Do that. One of your partners asks you how you doing, give him a real answer. Give him a real answer. And honestly, man, start telling your sons you love them. Make that a common practice. They need to hear that. They need to hear that. And they need to see it be modeled and normalized. I even tell my homeboys, my guys, my brothers, I love them. I never know when the next time I'll see them again. You never know if the last time you've seen them will be the last time you see them. You get what I'm saying? And I love my people. Man, we got to break this stigma of what we define a man to be. That machismo, withheld, reserved, got to take on the world and keep it to myself, suffer in silence. That's not the move. It's not the move. Normalize talking to your kids. Normalize telling your sons you love them. Tell your guys you love them too. Let them know.
I just would challenge people, if you feel off, you probably are off. Pain is a sign of something that's going on. And if that's mental pain, physical pain, anguish, whatever you feel, is something that's wrong in your body. So if you feel this way, then you do need to go seek, because a lot of the problem is that we don't know that we're struggling mentally. We also don't know physically. When we talk about healthcare and seeking healthcare, we have a tendency to say, "Oh, it was just hurting for a second." Pain is an indication that something is going wrong. If we need to seek healthcare, let's seek it. Mentally, if we feel like we're in pain, where we can't move, we can't maneuver, we're not ourselves, seek it. So it just takes a lot of self-awareness. I challenge people to get involved with doing things to become more self-aware, to be able to seek the proper channels that you need to do to be able to alleviate you for some of the stresses in life,
Right.
life's lifing.
That's what's up. All right, so just two things for everyone. I mean, like, hey, if you have comments, please put them in the comments. I got a lot of texts from people, what I'm saying, from the first show, talking about this show, giving their commentary and everything. Hey, I'm asking you, instead of texting it to me, put it in the comment section. All right. There were a lot of things I will, matter of fact, I will go ahead, but it have my name under it, but it was a lot of feedback from a lot of people, from the first show, that they sent all that feedback to me. And I'm like, hey, put that in the comment section. There are a lot of people that really need to hear that, and we're going to do a part 2 of that, saying, in 3 or 4 weeks, we're going to do a part 2 of that. But I feel like today, saying, a couple of the topics, both of the topics, we actually probably need to do a part 2 as well.
I agree.
So, like, because y'all have no idea that there's so much that we need to touch on the surface that we need to resurface at another time. All right, so we would definitely do that. I'm asking everyone, from the first topic to the second topic. Hey, put your comments in the comment section. Tell people how you've grown through your challenges, and say if you're dealing with any of that, and how you have dealt with it. All right. What I'm saying? And if you are too vulnerable and don't send to me, I will put it in the comment sections. All right. All right. And if there are people, one thing, I want to switch gears. If there are people that you would like to spotlight on our show, that bring things to your community, like Jamie just talked about Ashley Ray. We're gonna definitely have Ash on the show. If you got people in your communities that unsung heroes that you want us to bring up and shine a light on, send that, our Gmail. It'll be at the bottom of the screen. So I'll talk about that just in a minute, but I'll pass it over to my two co-hosts to say their goodbyes for the night.
I will first say that we got some good topics that we can elaborate on, like you said, part 2, part 3, part 4. We can keep going. There was one that Jamie said that was very something that we need to highlight: mindfulness in raising our kids in today's society, the difference between then versus now. So I would like to, if you guys want to talk about that topic, say yay or nay. If that's too deep, we understand, but like, subscribe, share, put it in the comments. Let us know what you think our next topics should be. And if we need to elaborate on what we talked about, let us know as well. But it's, your girl, Nuck, if you what? Reach out to me, Ash T. I'm signing out.
Well, this conversation and this session went from the shallow to the deep end. At some point, hopefully, something you said resonated. You find yourself on the deep end and you need a lifeline, please reach out to somebody, even if it's us. Hope y'all tune in. Hope y'all take care of yourselves. Yeah, health is wealth. Make sure it's prioritized.
Hey, and you both of their handles are underneath them as they talk, so you can reach out to both of them. You can always reach us at our blank slate pod at gmail.com. Of course, it's underneath as well. If you have any topics, if you have any, again, you see, we will talk about the topics that no one else will talk about. So if you have some topics that you want to discuss on this show, hey, go ahead and send them in, and we will definitely be talking about it on this show. We will, our part 2 of the first show may be a live show, so we can actually talk to real couples, actually talk to real people that are going through some issues that maybe us or you can help solve. All right. So before we go, we always call, my only thing is I call it Jason's bright corner, man, but I always want to end the show on a bright note. So as I end the show on a positive note, I really like to remind people of a beautiful quote of Edith Wharton. Her quote is, "There are 2 ways of spreading light: to be the candle or the mirror that reflects it." This sentiment resonates deeply with the essence of our show. And the blank slate we're gifted each morning. Every day we have a choice. We can be the candle, igniting our own inner light, or blazing the trail for others to follow. Or we can even be the mirror, reflecting and amplifying the light of those around us, magnifying the positivity and the potential in our world. The beauty is, we don't have to choose just one. On our blank slate, we can paint ourselves as both the candle and the mirror. Some days we'll lead the charge, illuminating the path ahead with our own passion and determination. And other days, and we'll lift others up. We'll reflect their burdens, and we'll help others shine even brighter. All I ask is, man, as you step into tomorrow, I challenge you to consider, how will you spread that light? Will you ignite a spark within yourself, pursuing a long-held dream, or taking the first brave step towards change? Or will you be the mirror, recognizing and reflecting the potential you see in a friend, a colleague, or even a stranger? Remember, every morning brings a new canvas. You're going to hear this all the time. A fresh opportunity to create the masterpiece that is your life. You have the power to fill your slate with purpose, kindness, and growth. Whether you're the candle or the mirror, or both, you have the ability to illuminate the world around you. So this week, I ask that you embrace the blank slate before you and paint it with vibrant strokes of hope, courage, and compassion. Your light, with a spark to reflect it, has the power to transform not just your day, but the world around you. So until next time, this is Jason Wright with our Blank Slate podcast, reminding you that every day is a new beginning, a chance to rewrite your story and spread your unique light. So make it shine. You guys have a blessed day. And we'll see you next week.